Welcome everyone to the Elmhurst College Applied Geospatial Sciences Graduate Program webinar. I'll be your host, Dr. Rich Schultz. I'm the Program Director, and I'd like to mention that we are in partnership with the National Geospatial Technology Center of Excellence, or the Geotech Center, located in Louisville, Kentucky. Their website is geotechcenter.org. Please visit their website to learn a little bit more about model courses, about the best practices for online teaching, and for some of the best content that you could put into your own GIS program should you desire to start one of your own model courses. A little bit about the Applied Geospatial Sciences program at Elmhurst College. First of all, it's an entirely online format, meaning that it has a very accessible curriculum. It is cohort-based, meaning that when you start the program, you will be with much the same folks that are in the program to start with as you matriculate through the program. It is convenient. It is based on a weekly modular format that begins on a Sunday and ends the subsequent Saturday. So when you log on a Sunday, you'll conceivably be able to access all of the content, all of the assessments, and all of the material that is part of that weekly module until the subsequent Saturday evening, at which time it is archived. All of the content material is still available throughout the entire course, but the assessment material, quizzes, exams, that sort of thing, those are all timed out after the 1 week, at which time they are due. So that's our schedule for the self-paced weekly modular format. We do use the ArcGIS 10.x software. Those are updated on a regular basis as new versions come online from Esri, and those are all accessed via remote desktop. Each student is given a username and password to be able to access the online software through a remote desktop, and that can be accessed 24/7. There's no necessity for a high-end computer or any sort of software purchases or installations on your own machine. The access that you have to veteran instructors for assistance is particularly helpful for those who are new to geospatial technologies or to those who are new to any of the software use as well. What's also very helpful in part of our courses are weekly webinars that will be conducted by the instructor each week. Those are primarily for answering challenging questions that you might have, for getting any of your questions answered as far as your assignments, the exercises, or any difficult concepts that you may be experiencing throughout the week. And again, those are offered in each course on a weekly basis throughout the entire program. Now, the U.S. Department of Labor has identified geospatial technologies as one of the industries in the 21st century that is in a particularly high growth mode. So as a result, the demand for individuals who are specializing in this particular industry is going to continue to grow well into the future. I can personally attest to this in that across my desk on a weekly basis, I have a number of different opportunities in the geospatial technologies industry, and those numbers seem to be increasing in terms of the need for workers with these types of skills in this particular discipline. At Elmhurst College, you're going to be able to acquire that in-depth knowledge of the geospatial field, a little bit about spatial thinking, using GIS as a tool to solve a variety of different problems in the industry. You'll get the hands-on experience in the real-world types of projects that you'll need to be able to transition successfully into the geospatial workforce, and that you can apply to various types of issues in a myriad of different disciplines. Your spatial skill sets, your technical skills are developed in correlation with the Geospatial Technology Competency Model, or GTCM, which was defined by the Geotech Center and the U.S. Department of Labor back in 2010. It is currently being revised, and there will be a new edition of this particular GTCM competency model that will come out in the fall of 2014. We will abide by this in our program and continue to teach to the skill sets and the competencies that the future employees in the geospatial industry will need to succeed. Our Master of Science in Applied Geospatial Sciences at Elmhurst offers virtually a customizable experience. It's designed primarily for working professionals, thus the convenience of being able to access both the software and the learning management tool on a 24/7 basis. And the AGS program is offered entirely online through the Elmhurst College Online Center. Again, in our cohort-based classes, you'll work with the experienced educators, the GIS professionals, and those who have contacts within the geospatial technologies industry to be able to provide you with a network as well. Elmhurst is one of the few colleges and one of the very only ones with a dedicated GIS server as far as a liberal arts-based college. We provide hands-on experience for our AGS students, and we look forward to working one-on-one with you as well. That's a particularly personalized experience as part of our program in that our students are able to link up with our professors one-on-one, be able to get their questions answered, and be able to succeed in the program. We also offer a graduate certificate program in applied geospatial sciences for students who may wish to only complete a portion of the full master's degree program, and that includes a total of 6 courses. There are a total of 10 courses in the full master's degree program, and there are 6 in the graduate certificate program. I might add that the Applied Geospatial program adheres to the best practices for online education as per the Sloan Consortium, and much of our curriculum is based upon the U.S. Department of Labor GTCM model comprised of the spatial skill sets for GIS and working professionals. You see in front of you a list of the curriculum that includes the following required courses in our master's program. The 500 is the Fundamentals of Geospatial Technologies. That is a course that may be waived upon prior course experience or life experience based on your particular experience in this area of geospatial technologies. That is at the discretion of the director of the program. The 510 is after the AGS 500 course, and that primarily is about remote sensing technologies that are used, including LiDAR and other types of newer technologies as well. Following that is the Geospatial Programming course, which is a bit unique in that not all graduate programs have a Geospatial Programming course as part of their curriculum. We talked with a number of potential employers, and one of the desired skill sets for the employers for those who would be future employees of theirs would be to have some abilities in geospatial programming, especially with Python programming. So that's one of the reasons why we made that as a requirement in our program. You will continue that experience dealing with principles of geodatabases in our AGS 530 course, followed by spatial analysis and a newer web mapping course, which includes a number of different types of work, including work with APIs and doing some low-level programming as well. Our courses assume, especially the 520, that folks who are in this have had no prior experience, especially with Python. So we want that to be something that we learn from the ground up there. So if you have not had any prior programming experience, again, this is a low-level geospatial programming course specializing in Python. We teach you how to be able to do some of the coding there. Finally, we get into the upper division courses, the AGS 550, which is the advanced spatial analysis, and a couple of courses that are required that are rather unique in terms of graduate courses around the country. The first is a graduate internship experience, which is primarily meant as a work experience whereby our students can be able to job shadow, where they can be able to work with those who are already part of the geospatial industry on a working basis. And some of our students may also use the graduate internship experience as part of their daily work in their own job that they're currently in. So we're able to accept that as well. An e-portfolio and research symposium will be offered on a regular basis so that students can construct an e-portfolio and demonstrate the skill sets that are present in the geospatial technology competency model. And it's designed so that when one of our students goes for an interview for a permanent position or for an entry-level position, perhaps even an internship, that they'll be able to display what their skill sets are. more so than just being able to explain to them, yes, I have the skill sets to be able to draw a buffer or to make some measurements online. The ePortfolio is designed as a compilation of map products that a student would create and collect in a portfolio online such that they can be able to demonstrate what their skills are to a potential employer. The Research Symposium, as part of that course, is geared primarily for those who are undertaking the master's component, the master's thesis, and this teaches them a little bit about how to go about undertaking that research towards a successful thesis experience. A unique aspect of our program is an MBA course called Project Management, which would be one of the courses that could satisfy something called the Professional Science Master's designation. In that particular designation, a business course is required, and a student could opt for that Professional Science Master's designation by virtue of successfully completing the MBA 509 course. As an option, they also might take an elective in a particular subdiscipline area. For example, from our Master's in Public Health program, GIS in Healthcare is an option. We'll be having a number of future electives that will be coming on down the line that students are able to choose from that they can insert into this particular required slot for a course. Finally, the last course that students will take in our master's program is the AGS 600, which is the Geospatial thesis. Students will work one-on-one with a thesis advisor as well as the program director to be able to come up with an area of research and conduct a geospatial thesis. They will also need to defend that thesis as well. All of our courses are facilitated by Esri certified instructors or working professionals in GIS, and this is one of the advantages of working with some of the instructors in our programs, that they're able to network with these folks and to be able to build up their network as well. As I mentioned, we're one of the few online graduate programs that includes the programming applications, which is a particular strength of our program. Now, a graduate certificate can be earned by the completion of the following 6 courses, which I've already described. The AGS 500, which is our fundamentals course, the remote sensing technologies, our AGS 510, the geospatial programming, the AGS 520, the geodatabase course, 530, spatial analysis and web mapping, the 540, and finally our advanced spatial analysis 550 course. By virtue of completing these 6 courses, a student will have attained the graduate certificate in applied geospatial sciences. Now, just a little bit about how physically we go about accessing the material is through a learning management system that's referred to as Desire to Learn. So students will be issued a username and password after they have registered for their courses, and they are able to log on to the Desire to Learn site through the college's portal as many times as they like over a weekly window of time in our weekly modules, starting on Sundays and closing on the subsequent Saturdays. The username and password are part of the student's technology account that they'll be able to access it anytime that they like. They'll also be able to access the ArcGIS 10.x software by clicking on the academic application that you'll see on the left-hand side of the graphic there where it says Welcome to the Campus Portal. Now, once inside the Desire to Learn learning management system, the student is able to access the learning outcomes for that particular week and for the course, the PowerPoint lectures, the screencasts or the voiceover lectures. There are various types of animations, a number of video clips that students have access to, readings from the textbooks, exercises and outside readings. The exercises are completed by the student offline and then are submitted via the learning management system in order to be graded. There will be content or concept quizzes on a weekly basis, and on alternate weeks we have exams whereby students are able to do those entirely online. We also have a weekly assessment too, just to keep the instructor informed of how it is that you're experiencing your learning in your classroom on an individual basis. And we feel that through the variety of different types of content, we're able to accommodate the various types of learning styles of a number of different students. That's a particularly important feature of our program, in that we know that we will get a variety of different types of students, from working adults to those who are career changers, and it's important to be able to present the content in a variety of different ways that overlap to a certain extent, but are presented in different modes of learning to accommodate the various learning styles. A particularly unique feature of our program is a dedicated GIS server where students are able to access the Esri ArcGIS desktop version 10.x by virtue of attaining a username and password, going to the college portal, and clicking on Academic Applications, at which time the dedicated GIS server boots the ArcGIS desktop software, and students are able to access that on a 24/7 basis. Again, there's no need to install or to go out and purchase any type of high-end computer. It's the server that does the high-end processing, so really you don't need a robust computer to be able to experience a high-end performance. The server is doing all the high-end lifting for you. Again, no software installation. All the updates are completed by the IT folks, so that's on the GIS server. There's no updates or patches or anything that needs to be installed by the student. We're one of the only handful of colleges in the country that has a dedicated GIS server of this sort and provides access. It doesn't really matter what type of device you have also, because our GIS server has a Citrix option platform that sits on top of it. So if you have a PC, or if you have a Mac, or if you want to use any sort of iOS device, you're able to use the Citrix to just log in and to be able to access it. We're one of the only liberal arts-based institutions in the country that has a setup like this, so it's also rather unique. Some of the benefits of being in our Applied Geospatial Sciences graduate program are first and foremost the variety of different types of students that we have that will be taking our courses. Many of our students are working professionals, they're technicians, perhaps GIS analysts, or even managers that have been in the geospatial community for a number of years. So you'll have access to their set of skills, to sharing with them, to networking with them, and to perhaps even learning about some potential future employment that's on down the line. Now, our courses are accepted by ERISA through the GISCI, the GIS Certification Institute, which happens to be located in Des Plaines, Illinois, for the national certification. So if attaining the GISP, the professional GIS professional licensure and affiliation is part of your future desires, then our courses are accepted through the GISCI for that. Having the working professionals, as I mentioned in our program, adds a wealth of experience, and it's been our experience in the past that students in our other programs, such as our GIS certificate program, the folks who are experienced in geospatial technologies add a great deal to our courses, and we're very thankful that they're willing to share what some of their skill sets are as well. Our curriculum, as we have mentioned before, is aligned with the GTCM, the Geospatial Technology Competency Model for approved skill sets in the geospatial industry, and all our coursework can be completed within 2 years if courses are taken in consecutive terms. So we have 8-week courses, so starting out in the summer with a course, maybe that would be an AGS 500 course, or starting in the fall, A, and to fall B, which is the second half of the 8 weeks in the fall, spring A, spring B, and then summer courses that are available as well. We've mentioned in the past that our program is a national partner with the National Geospatial Technology Center of Excellence. We're very proud to be a national partner with them and to also have some input on the Geospatial Technology Competency Model on a national basis. Currently, our cost per course is $7.25 per credit hour. The tuition and software access here, in summary, is something that is commensurate with competitive schools across the country. We're pretty much in the middle of the price range here in terms of tuition. If you should have any questions, I would recommend consulting with the Elmhurst College School for Professional Studies. They can be reached at 630-617-3300 or emailed at sps@elmhurst.edu. Additionally, as part of the program, once tuition has been paid in the program, the students will receive the following. First of all, you always get access to our dedicated GIS server, username and password, with all updates. All extensions are included as part of your tuition as well. And something that Esri has made available for those institutions that have site-wide licenses are access to Esri virtual campus courses. Normally, the virtual campus courses for Esri are fairly expensive and are paid courses, but by virtue of being affiliated with Elmhurst College, who has a site-wide license, you're able to access these courses for free. Any additional information can be obtained by contacting myself, Dr. Rich Schultz, by phone, 630-617-3128, which is a direct line, or by emailing me, richs@elmhurst.edu, or by contacting the Elmhurst College School for Professional Studies. One of our admission counselors there is Patrick Trichina. He can be reached by the phone number that you see in front of you, as well as the email in front of you. And any general questions might be answered by contacting the Elmhurst College School for Professional Studies at 630-617-3300 or by emailing them at sps@elmhurst.edu. We thank you very much for your time and hope to see you as part of our future cohort in the Elmhurst College Applied Geospatial Sciences graduate program. Thank you.